Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Today we are talking with Todd Taylor of GeoBlue. For those of you who are not familiar with GeoBlue, it is an international travel plan that is absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend that you sell it as well as you travel, that you have it is part of your travels and your adventures. So I'm going to turn this over to Todd so that he can talk to you about how the plans work. There's multiple different types of plans, not only just for single trips, but for longer adventures as well. And Todd, the floor is all yours.
Great. Thank you so much, Amanda. Appreciate being here. Hi, everyone. This is an easy product, a product that you can sell all year, a product that really satisfies a significant need in the marketplace, probably more so now than ever. Most people don't know this, but there was 75 million international trips that emanated from the United States just last year. 75 million trips, and that was a 10% increase from the year before. So international travel is a significant opportunity. Your clients are traveling. Please make sure they are protected. If you need a passport, you need a plan. My name is Todd Taylor. I've been with GeoBlue for 17 years, and I've seen basically a little company that was called HTH Worldwide. We won the contract to represent the Blue Cross Blue Shield organization in the development of these international products. And the association, as well as Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield and a myriad of other blue plans invested. They trade named it GeoBlue, and we are now the international division of all of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield companies. Here's my contact information. I'll also, at the end of the presentation, have contact information for my team, my broker support team as well. GeoBlue, as I mentioned, is the international division of all of the Blue Cross Blue Shield companies. The goal of the product and what the association envisioned was to help the individual international traveler, help them identify, access, most importantly, though, help them pay for international healthcare. We just had a case over the weekend. We had a senior couple in Madrid. Luckily, they did have a GeoBlue plan. She had a very significant fall. She broke her wrist. They ended up at a GeoBlue facility. The surgery to repair her broken wrist was $6,000, every penny of which was direct billed to GeoBlue. Her follow-up appointment was covered as well. The broker, as well as the member, couldn't be more satisfied with the service. If you need a passport, you need a plan. Here at GeoBlue, we have three rungs to our block of business. We have the employer group space. If you're in that space, we have large groups going back and forth. We have a student division as well. We'll focus almost exclusively today on the individual and family area, which I'm the director of sales for. Most people just assume, and you may very well be aware of this, that their domestic health plan covers them when they travel overseas, or their domestic coverage follows them when they travel overseas. And oftentimes, most of the time actually, this can lead to significant out-of-pocket costs. An ACA plan has very limited international coverage. Medicare products, original Medicare is almost nothing. Maybe if a hospital in Canada is closer than a hospital in the United States, there might be some coverage there. Uh, a supplement product is 50,000 lifetime, and that's on the Plan F or the Plan G. It's a lifetime benefit. It only covers at 80%, and there's a $250 deductible as well. An Advantage plan, I've seen some Advantage plans that are restricted to 25,000. I've seen some that are 100,000. I've seen some that will reimburse that as an out-of-network claim. And on the group side, if you have a Blue Cross plan, you very well might be covered internationally for what the group covers domestically, but you're still subject to the same deductibles, the same co-insurances, the same co-pays, and then you have to translate your claim and then file it with your plan when you get home. With a GeoBlue plan, you can have a $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, primary payer of claims for an affordable premium, in addition to the direct billing component as well. You also have a service that follows with you. We can arrange and coordinate a medical evacuation. We can arrange and coordinate a repatriation as well. And again, it's just a good segue to this slide. There are two services that are covered under GeoBlue plans that are generally not covered at all under domestic healthcare products. Number one is a medical evacuation. Average cost of a medical evacuation is around $52,000. There's no IOUs with that. It has to be paid for right then and there. You either have to have the credit card, the cash, or something like GeoBlue to arrange the transfer. A repatriation of remains as well. No one thinks they're going to pass away abroad on a trip, but it happens more often than you think. Repatriation of remains and medical evacuation are both covered under a GeoBlue plan. We can coordinate and pay for those two services. International travel is back. COVID, as you can imagine, almost knocked the lights out of GeoBlue. There was a 95% reduction in international air travel, but that as of December 2023, 112% of what it was pre-pandemic. And then employer groups as well, the majority of them are now allowing some sort of a globally mobile workforce. When you become a GeoBlue member, you gain access to our mobile application. It's very highly rated. You can arrange, most importantly, you can arrange direct pay for covered services. You also have access, relatively new. We have a teledoc. You have access to our medicine equivalency tool. If you're a senior, for example, you're in Spain, you lose your medication. Medications don't always translate the same from one country to another. So you want to make sure you're getting the right local med. Um, Medical terms translations, if you end up in a facility where nobody speaks English, you could put into the GeoBlue app exactly what you're trying to say. I have a broken arm. I think I have COVID. I have a cold, and it will repeat in 14 of the world's most common languages. News and safety information. We have members in Russia. We have members in Ukraine. They're getting real-time information, block by block, street by street. And then mobile ID card as well, right from your smartphone. And also we have an e-claims component that's relatively new. If you have a relatively low dollar claim, you just want to take care of it right then and there. No worries. You take a picture of the claim, file it through your smartphone. You're probably reimbursed by the time you get home. All of this is ancillary to having a Blue Cross Blue Shield branded travel medical plan. Just a little bit more about our teledoc. It's called Global Telemed. It's a free service. In addition, once you purchase GeoBlue, you would just download Global Telemed. You sign in just like you're signing into the GeoBlue app, and then you can connect 24/7. If you wake up one morning, you're in the Caribbean, you don't feel very well, you can't get out of bed, connect with Global Telemed. They can even file a prescription for you. Again, that's no additional premium with GeoBlue. Please protect your seniors, as Amanda will tell you, as I will tell you. International travel, please protect your seniors. Seniors should not be going abroad just on Medicare, okay? They're going to have to pay and claim. They're going to have to coordinate things on their own. They may not have sufficient coverage at all. Supplement, again, 50,000 lifetime. Medicare Advantage plan can be 25,000, 100,000. With GeoBlue, it's guaranteed issued at 95, $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, direct billing, medical evacuation, and repatriation of remains. And the products are available in 46 states. And you can essentially sell this product nationally with a few exceptions, a few states as exceptions to that. All right, let's talk about the products. We'll start from the left. The majority of your sales will be this product right here, the Voyager plan. It's a single trip product, meaning it's designed for an individual going abroad, generally one time per year. So for example, you are going to, Amanda said she is going to France maybe next year. So if she's going to France for 2 weeks, it is guaranteed issue for 2 weeks up to age 90, up to age 95, up to 182 days. If you're going on a Mediterranean cruise for 2 weeks, you can buy it for 2 weeks. Maybe you have a student who's backpacking through Europe for 5 months. Guaranteed issue to 95, guaranteed issue up to 182 days. Covers accidents, injuries, and illnesses abroad. You wake up one morning, you're not feeling well. That's covered 100%. You get into a car accident, as long as you didn't steal the car, that is covered at 100%. You're walking down a cobblestone street in Italy, you tweak your knee, you need an MRI. That is covered at 100%. No excluded countries on the Voyager plan, and there actually is coverage for most pre-existing medical conditions. If you have a primary plan in the US, that can be an ACA plan, that can be a group, employer-sponsored group plan, or that can be a Medicare product. As long as you have one of those on the Voyager Choice plan, GeoBlue will cover most pre-existing medical conditions. It's important to note you don't need to have Blue Cross Blue Shield to purchase GeoBlue. You can have a competitor product, you can have United, you can have Cigna, you can have Aetna, and still purchase GeoBlue. If you do not have one of those, in other words, you don't have ACA, a Medicare product, or an employer group sponsored plan, you can still purchase GeoBlue, but that would be the Voyager Essential product. And it's very intuitive which one to go to. That does not cover pre-existing conditions. So that's the trade-off there. No excluded countries, average premiums, very affordable, around $110 per trip. All the plans, as I said, cover medical evacuation, all cover repatriation of remains, and these products are available in 46 states. Any U.S. citizen, any U.S. resident going abroad, generally one time per year, is an opportunity for the Voyager plan. The second product is our Trekker plan. This is a multi-trip plan. It's an annual product, and it's designed for someone going abroad multiple times per year. So for example, if you're in the small group market, maybe you have a few executives of a group that are going to Latin America once a quarter. Instead of putting in place a full group plan, you can buy a few of these Trekker products that are also guaranteed issued in 95, and they are an annual plan. In other words, you buy it one time, it's good for the entire year, and you can go on multiple trips. Also very affordable, around $300 per year. Pre-existing conditions are covered, again, as long as you have an ACA, a group health plan, or a Medicare product. This is also good for the senior market because it gives seniors a very good pricing point, around $300 for the entire year. Seniors were doing more international travel than any other demographic group. They were the first to return to international travel after the pandemic. The Trekker product is a really good bang for your buck for them. In addition to being guaranteed issued in 95, it goes on unlimited trips. In other words, they don't have to purchase it each time. The third product is our Explorer plan, and these next two products are a little bit different than the first two. The Explorer plan is designed for an individual who is living abroad full time, generally through a work assignment. So, for example, if you have a group that says we have a director of supply chain, we're sending that individual and his family to Hong Kong for a work assignment. He's going to be there 2 years. He's going to be doing travel in and around Asia. He's maybe coming back to the United States 2-3 times a year. This Explorer product is a comprehensive major medical plan. It will cover inside the United States under the Blue Card PPO, which is the National Blue Cross Network, has 96% of doctors and hospitals. It'll cover outside the United States under GeoBlue as part of one plan. Benefits much more comprehensive, includes wellness care, mental health, physical therapy. The other major difference, however, besides the benefits being more comprehensive, is the fact that there's a traditional medical underwriting component to it. It is not guaranteed issue. There's a series of health questions. Based on how those health questions are answered, someone can be rated as is, someone can be rated up for a particular condition. There can be a decline on the product. Decline is roughly only about 5 to 6%. This can also work inbound as well. If you have a foreign national coming to the United States to work for a period of 6 months, instead of trying to add them to a group plan, you could put them on an Explorer product. So again, this is for someone going outside the United States 6 months or more through a work assignment, or someone who's a foreign national coming into the United States 6 months or more through a work assignment. And then the final product is the Navigator plan, and this is designed for 3 subsets of individuals who are doing their own long-term international travel. Number one would be marine crew market. If you're in Florida, you're in California, people working on boats, people working on yachts. Number two would be the missionary market. If you have a mission client, maybe going to Latin America, we give them lower rates. But where I see most opportunity would be international students, both outbound and inbound. Outbound, maybe you have a client. Just the other day, I was working with a broker that says he has a client whose son is going to Vienna for a grad program. He's going to be there for 2 years. Navigator will cover outside with GeoBlue, inside the United States under Blue Card, again, as part of one plan. Students get an expedited underwriting, only 5 questions. And then inbound, you have an international student coming to the US to study 3 months or more. They have blue card coverage here in the States. Students, missionaries, mariners, expatriates, impatriates, senior travelers, leisure travelers, business travelers, all opportunities with GeoBlue. If you need a passport, you need a plan. Amanda, you had something to
So I
say?
have a couple of questions.
Yep,
In your example with for the couple in Spain, was her covered follow-up appointment in Spain or in the US?
it was in Spain.
And then does this work for cruise ships as well?
They're not excluded as long as it's an international cruise. Your Mediterranean cruises, your Caribbean cruises, South African cruises, things like that. So as long as it's an international cruise, there's no problem with a cruise.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
And just recognizing opportunities, just so everyone understands, 19-year-old going to Greece for a semester, $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, $203 for that trip. 45-year-old business person going back and forth to Germany. That's a multi-trip opportunity, 175 for the entire year. And then a senior going to Italy for 10 days, $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, $81. And then another senior going on 3 international trips for 460. So again, very affordable, especially on the short-term side. But should someone really need to avail themselves of these services, just last weekend, the couple in Spain saved them $6,000 coming out of pocket. And we just got an email this morning from them, saying, thank God we purchased this. And the broker was obviously very appreciative as well. Here's our case study. This was a senior couple. Again, hate to beat a dead horse, but seniors, please protect your seniors when they're traveling abroad. This was a senior couple who was abroad in the south of France. The husband was trying to take a picture of some sort of statue or something, and he leaned over a bit too far, and he completely fell off the parapet. He's lucky he didn't lose his life, but he had a very severe leg fracture, torn ligaments. I saw the picture of it. It was the stuff nightmares are made of. And he was brought to the nearest facility. His wife called us immediately. And one of the additional great things about GeoBlue is it is not just the coverage or the service, it's the medical case management as well. So his wife contacted us, we opened a case, we jumped into action, we contacted the facility, and the medical monitoring is so important because we determined that he was actually not receiving the most appropriate care at the facility that he was first brought to. And that's part of the service. So we got him out of that facility. We took him to a facility that he was comfortable with, that our doctors were comfortable with. They arranged to have the procedure. He had it there, recuperated for 5 days, and then we arranged for both him and his wife. We paid for the wife as well to get back to Phoenix, where they were from. He needed one of those specialty Lufthansa flights where he could recline all the way back. So $8,000 for the surgery in France, $16,000 for the commercial flight back home, $24,000 in costs, every penny of which direct billed to GeoBlue. He had a multi-trip plan, which was $349 for the entire year. Okay, very affordable, and it saved them from coming out of pocket $24,000. Getting appointed is very easy for this product. You can become appointed today. You go to the link on the page here, geobluetravelinsurance.com/TLC, geobluetravelinsurance.com/TLC. Just click that. And maybe we can put it in the chat as well so people can just click on it. It takes about 5-6 minutes to get appointed. Once you're appointed, you will get a coded link back. You can put that link on your website. And I always suggest agents do that because when you're in the middle of AEP, this is probably the last thing you're going to want to deal with. So you can just refer clients to the site, the link's coded to you or the agency, and then someone can just purchase a plan at their leisure. You can put it on social media. You can blast it out to your clients. Flex your relationships with this type of product. I have an agent in Cleveland. He's very active in the Jewish community, and he covers all, and he has deep ties with the Birthright program, people going back and forth to Israel. I have another agent who is the president of an ancient order of Hibernians, the Irish organization, all the trips back and forth in Dublin. He insures hundreds of people a year. So if your clients don't know you do this, they can't come to you for it. So please educate your clients about international travel and the importance of having a travel medical plan. This is a product, of course, it's 15%. GeoBlue will pay the commissions to you directly. There's some questions?
How do we know which hospitals and doctors are in network? And if they're not in network, what then?
Yeah, good question. So once someone becomes a member, they get access to all of the tools and services. As an agent, you do have sort of beforehand access when you log into your agent hub. Let me just go forward a little bit. When you log into your agent hub, there's this marketing area right here. And if you click that, it will say network access, and it will give you access to the network, and you can see what doctors and hospitals are in a particular location. There's no penalty though for going out of network. The facility that the individual went to in Spain, what actually direct billed us that, but they were not even a network facility. They were a notable facility. And even though they were not in network, we were able to arrange direct billing for that $6,000.
Would you discuss how remains are handled? Is it cremation only? Does it include board housing for someone to stay with the body until it's ready for transportation? I had a client without travel insurance die in Peru. It was very expensive.
Yes, getting remains back, I had to coordinate when I was on the assistance side of this before I got into sales. That was part of my role to arrange and coordinate repatriations and medical evacuation. So yeah, it's an expensive process. It's a cumbersome process. There's more paperwork with it than you can possibly imagine. It's not always cremation. We have arranged full body repatriations. They generally go on commercial flights. Um, and we've arranged cremations as well. And what was the other part of the question, Amanda? I'm sorry.
Do they pay for room and board for somebody to stay with the remains?
If it was part of a hospitalization and then they passed away, that would be part of it. If if someone just passed away and there was no family already there, that's not part of the service, unfortunately.
That was all the questions that I see.
Okay. So again, geobluetravelinsurance.com/TLC to become appointed. GeoBlue will pay the commissions directly, 15%. Quoting this product is very simple. Once you get your link, you put in zip code, you put in your travel dates, you put in the age of your client. If you have additional family members, you click add traveler and you can add as many people in a family. Once you have the demographic details in there, you click quote now. The price shown on the right is the price for the entire trip. It's not per day, it's not per week, not per month. It'll automatically default to $1 million medical limit, $0 deductible. You can go back and forth. If the family's not worth $1 million, you can do the 50,000 option, and you can elect to have a deductible. Most people go with the $1 million medical limit, $0 deductible. Here's the agent hub. I teased this slide already, but there's a lot you can do here. You can quote from this. Your personalized links are right here. This would be the link you would put on any sort of website. You will also get those links as part of your appointment. You can download your commission statements. You can view your sales. We have really good marketing materials. We have flyers. We have banner ads. You can view any long-term apps, and you can view short-term in your sales as well. Please take advantage of the marketing materials, emails, newsletters, social posts, banner ads. You can put a banner ad on your site. You can put, just a travel medical area on your website as well with the link. We have a whole toolkit that includes both group and individual flyers as well. Here is the contact information for my broker support team. You can feel free to email me, email my team, and we will get your questions answered. Happy to answer any other questions now.
Any selling points for GeoBlue over what is offered by a travel agent on a tour?
Yeah. So there's two types of insurance in this market. There's a travel medical plan, which is what GeoBlue is, which is a health product. And then there's what is called a trip cancellation or trip interruption product. That is what a travel agent sells. It's a product that You don't have to be licensed to sell, which kind of is odd to me because it really is a PNC product, and you probably should be licensed to PNC to sell that. But that is the main difference. What a travel agent is selling is insuring your trip. So if someone is going on a $15,000 Danube River cruise, they're insuring that $15,000 that they paid for the cruise, not so much their health. Whereas GeoBlue is a health product, you must be licensed in health to sell it.
Do you have to sell a certain amount before getting commissions? I've sold a couple of plans, but have not received commission.
You generally have to sell $50 before we send commissions, but let's look at that. If you want to email my team, Gina, if you want to email me, we'll get to the bottom of it.
Any other questions, guys? Going once, going twice. Okay. Well, Todd, thank you so much for taking the time and doing this. I will get it out on social
Totally.
media in the next few hours, so that way the replay is there. Um, does this work for travel to Mexico? Are there any
Of
blackout
course.
countries?
No, no excluded countries on the short-term products. On the long-term plans, there are some excluded countries, war-torn countries. We do have the list on that.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I appreciate the time and everybody for joining in. Thank you very much. The link was in the chat, geobluetravelinsurance.com/TLC if you need to add it. Next question is how do we know what level a country is?
State Department. They determine the levels of, category two, category three. But there's no excluded countries on the short-term plans.
Cool. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys on the next call. So have a good one. Thank
Happy
you.
summer, everyone. Take care.
Bye bye.